want to try a little bit? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Bubbling back.
Kick back right here.
Back off.
Well, there's a pretty sunrise. Even though that's the moon right there. Nice little crescent that the camera doesn't want to pick up. I think it's supposed to rain today. We'll find out. But basically that's a little pre-sunrise. It'll come up here in probably an hour. Well, there's last night's. Doing all right. Mama's moved around him a couple of times. When I came in, she was other side of him, so it was between her and the feeder. And there's the other little bugger. And so far, nobody doing nothing. While we were trying to get milk in this one last night, Ron was sitting here catching those calves run around. So, most likely, that'll be the first clip in this video. Just because I try to put them in the order in which they're done. That'll be what you got to see already. We'll just go from there. And there's those three. They figured out that that's their pen and not the one down there. And I guess I really haven't even paid attention to Dancer's kid this morning. I know he's down here. I have all kinds of reason to believe that he's doing good. Curled up there sleeping. But he's waking up. Well, anyway, we'll see what the day brings. Pretty sure I'm going to be digging a hole. If I can get to the bottom of a hydrant. But I don't know whether I should hope that it's the hydrant or hope that it's the plastic line next to it. If it's the hydrant, I got others. Or I can fix it. Hopefully. I don't think it's the plunger in the hydrant. I think if anything, it's probably rusted out. That's all I can think. But we'll find out. Well, water's still coming back in. We just turned it off, but you know, there's like, what, 150 feet or it's an inch or inch and a half line coming down here, so we got to get her drained. The weep hole for the hydrant is just under the water level right there. I was kind of hoping that was it, because if it was, I just pull the rod up and see what was going on, which still isn't easy to do because we're right against the post. But it's not the weep hole, it's underneath that. That's why it don't change whether it's turned on or turned off. Time to replace the hydrant. Well, I got lucky. It came off top of the nipple. If I remember right, that's a brass nipple we put in. I then found that red one to replace it. The blue one will work, but it's shorter. Problem with the red one is needs new valve rubber. Well, it's the same as the one we just took out. So, I mean, I can take it apart and change the rod. Should be good. In the meantime, there's another new one that's actually 2 inches taller. I'm hoping it'll fit. Got a little screwing around to find out. Maybe swapping parts. And in the meantime, Brooke was headed up to Maury's to work on trucks, and she made it into Hillsboro on 1st Street. Some asshole ran a red light. And Becky just told me it was more or less a pit maneuver she did on the guy. And my bumpers pushed into my hood on my pickup. Seems to be the only damage, so they should be almost home. Just what we need. So, and of course the guy got the ticket for the red light. I'm hoping the guy's pickup was in a whole lot worse shape than mine. Jackasses anyway. That's the problem with people. You can have a red light and have 5 cars go through it, and you'd be the 6th one, and some asshole will run right in front of you and hit you or run into the side of you. Because the jackasses don't pay attention. Yeah, kind of like when Dad wrecked that the last time. Except the light he was at, the gal said she had a green light too, and I ended up hauling grass seed straw through the same intersection that summer. And guess what? The lights overlap. So it wasn't neither's fault, it was the state's fault because it's their light. And of course, you know, if you try to say something, they go out there and fix it before anybody can do anything. But anyway, I'm waiting for her to come and figure out what I'm going to do with this. I'm seriously thinking I may leave that one alone because I think that extra 2 inches is going to get us up here where we can't turn the hydrant on. And I'm not going to move that hose reel up. It's already plenty high. So, take that up and take the other one up. Take them apart, I guess. At least they're the same brand, so I can do that. Well, doesn't look too bad, but still can't get the hood up. I'm just glad that's all it seemed to have done. Okay, folks. You can't see where it's off a little, can you?
You sure you're
Yeah.
okay?
The bumpers.
I mean,
Does Cal have seatbelt marks?
I don't
Corner
know.
pushed in here.
Let's
I'm
go look.
surprised the hood popped back out like it did because it had to have been popped in hard because that's pretty good mark. Pretty good mark along here and dented. I don't think there's anything besides the bumper being tweaked and of course, you know, the guard. Now the bad thing is,
There you go.
the guy I bought this, there's the license plate.
Looks pretty nifty.
The guy I bought this from, he had somebody shortstop him on I-205. He had a 24-foot construction trailer on the back. And took the back window out of what they were hitting. Out of the gal that shortstopped him. She passed him at like 80 miles an hour, got in front of him and anchored the brakes. There's still actually some glass just ahead of the doors and the side panels buried in there from that. But this bumper was cheaper than a factory bumper at the time, and back then that bumper was $1,800, and it was the very first bumper that this company built to fit this pickup, so it was kind of the trial. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I can straighten the bumper stuff up. I ain't gonna do the body work. But if somebody else is gonna do the body work, they're gonna straighten the bumper up or put a new one on. And if they put a brand new one on, I want the old one. And yes, there's a winch in there, and I can't see where there's any damage there. It did, you know, got here good enough, it shifted it over. And if you look in here, right there at my thumbnail is where it used to be. It's shoved over about 5/8 of an inch, both sides. So that kind of tells me that it didn't do anything to the rest of the truck because that took the brunt and just shifted. And yeah, Brooke's still pretty shook up, and she had her friend's daughter Callie with her. They're doing fine. One neat thing is Callie's grandma happens to work for our local ambulance service, so she knows who was there. They called, let her know that Callie was fine. Everything's good. I see we got a little water in here. She just shut the door and I watched that wiggle. Oh well. 'Tis what it is. Guy was nice to her, so she's not doing there as bad as she could be. Smile, bug. See? See? She's smiling. She got here and got her hug. She's better.
You know, as long as everybody's okay, we're fine.
Yeah, everybody's good and that's fine.
He broke that.
Not so sure what the girl's going to be like because it's not right.
It's dented.
So
No, I don't even.
we'll see what happens. Isn't that pretty? One little issue. Really didn't make any difference though. This one's smaller coming out. Instead of being 3/4, it's half, but it runs into a 1/2 inch elbow anyway, so ties up taking the bushing off so we can put it straight on. All clamped up there, clamps back on there. Put new sand in around the PVC at the bottom. Come up a couple inches, keep the rocks away from the plastic. And use the cleanest of the gravel, more like that and not mucky like this, for most of what comes up around the tube. So it's all done except for some fittings up here. And here you can see how much lower. There we go. There's where this clamp was, and now it's down here. It'll be all right, one way or the other. Fun part's just getting the manifold back on because it's so close to the post, but you know, not like there's a lot of choice. I did find a leak. I don't know if I said it or not. This isn't the one, it's in the shop, but it's got a crack in this piece. It happens. These things don't last forever. Yep, that's rain you hear. Literally, just got done with that hydrant just in time. Got all the manifold back on it. And was just starting to be able to use the water. Hose the shovels and stuff off. And the cows, yeah, they're Oregonians. They don't care. They'll stand out there in the rain. But I'm going to go in for a late lunch now. And hopefully Brooke and Becky have gotten somewhere with insurance. Because I'd really like to pop the hood. I mean, Brooke doesn't check the oil very often. Can't check the oil if I don't pull that grill guard forward a little. That beller and you hear in the background is that newest calf. I don't know what happened. Stepped on, butted up against the fence. What? I can't find anything obvious. Kind of started acting like the very early stages of a brain infection. It's something neurological. Yeah, he had every cow in the place going ape shit. The reason I'm not showing him, he's laying on the ground half in convulsions and half not. I've given him what I can to hopefully help. He's either going to come out of it or he's not. And he's not to the point where I'm going to pop him in the head yet. I'm going to give him a chance, give the meds a chance to work, but I don't have very high hopes. Shit happens. They can't all be like that one right there and nice and healthy eating on mama. And there's that lady we've been waiting on. I was just in here and did a quick check before I went up and got meds for that calf. That should be 132 by the looks of it. I'm not sure those are front feet though, so I'm going to let you go. Well, I'm going to say that I was wrong. The hooves are crossed, but it looked like it was upside down, which means they're backwards, but they appear to be fronts. She's in a cleaner spot to have it. Even though I just called Becky and told her to get down here with the chains, because I don't screw around with backwards ones either. If they don't get them all the way out in like the second push, they're dead, so. Although a lot of them do it on their own backwards. Well, all they did was get worse. So, he's resting at the moment, right in front of me. He'll be resting peacefully here in a little bit. And I don't know how that cow's doing. Becky's in there keeping an eye on her. Been a freaking day, eh? Well, I got my deed done, she got her deed done. Nice little heifer calf. I don't mind having a heifer out of her. She's got a couple of udders left in the herd. She needs to get back over and clean up, but you know, she knows what else happened today, so it is what it is. getting some straw out over here for the 2-year-olds with the babies, because you know, they're not like the 3 down here. They don't have a nice clean spot of their own to go to. So, whoa, she got the runnies. And I'm kind of waiting for this little dude to decide to move. Kind of need to get something where he's laying. And Mama's over there with her head in the feeder. Kind of lost. She will probably end up sticking around. I mean, she proved herself as a mama. She just didn't get a chance to prove what she can do. And, you know, don't like to end up feeding them for no reason, but put out a big calf, real good looking calf. No reason to think it had anything to do with the genes. Ty says it's the other cow in there because the other cow banged him against the wall a couple of times. Yeah, maybe that's what did it. I don't know. He could have got jumping and running and playing and dumped his own noggin on the wall. I don't know. What's done is done. Life goes on for the rest of us. I literally walked away for maybe 2 minutes. And then walked in, looked over here and says, hey, she's up eating. Yeah, I'm too slow. Looking the other way. But hey, she's up on her own. That's how they should be. And she was pointed this way. She turned away right when I tried to get the camera up. She's got the right idea, just the wrong spot. She'll get there. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope everybody has a great Sunday. Saturday can F off right over there. Like a bad dream, I'm back. This is our one goat udder cow. She produces in the front half, but still got a goat udder. She rarely has heifers, and that young cow that just lost her calf today is her daughter.
The last 3 years she's had heifers.
She had 3 years the last, yeah, which she said, heifers the last 3 years.
Got one
Up until then, it was all bull calves. And she's a 1 model, an 11 model. I think about that for a minute. So, 11 years old. She always throws good calves. Otherwise, she'd be gone just because of that goat udder. Anyway, I thought I'd bring that back, show you some of the positive for the day. Up, eating, enjoying life.